Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Sales Unscripted podcast. My name is Brian Neal.
And I'm Margaret Henry.
We're here every week. We're screwed up today. Monday. We usually
laughing.
don't record on a Monday.
We don't.
Mondays
are tough.
Especially
Mondays
in
are
football
tough.
season, so you've never been around me on a Monday.
No,
The
that's
day
right.
after the
Oh my
game,
God, that's
you
so
kinda
true.
Get the game leftover stuff.
Wait, where
got
were
some
you this past
trading.
week?
I was in Houston.
How'd it go?
One phenomenal game.
Oh,
phenomenal.
good.
It's really, really great. One of the greatest games I've ever been a part of. Really,
Yes.
really fun. Good
So
stuff.
fun.
Really fun. And so then we have new glasses.
I
So
do have new glasses.
They're fantastic now, and I've got my old glasses, and you can't see this, but this is a thing. So there's certain things about your parents that you don't want to be like, but you're like.
Totally.
Right?
So
We all
much
have
of me.
that. And we love your mom, Kathy.
Yes.
Right?
Kathy and
We love
Fred.
Kathy and Fred. But there's just things.
Sure.
My dad's passed away. He had some
Mm-hmm.
struggles in life, but one of the things that he did that was a struggle is part of it, which is minor, but his glasses were always broken. And he
Oh.
was too cheap to get new ones.
Mm-hmm.
So there was either a lens was like taped into here,
Yeah.
or there's glue here, or like this little thing was
little bit of
missing. There's always
tape or missing
something wrong.
screws. Uh-huh.
So my glasses broke, and so I've got my backup glasses. And the reason they're my backup glasses is because they fell on the floor on some concrete a while back, and
Okay.
they scratched the middle of the lens. I don't know if you can see through the light there.
no.
It's like right through there.
Oh, yeah, I
Kinda
see it, I see it.
So that's what I'm looking for at all times now. I'm looking through the scratching.
The scratch, yeah.
So then you get used to it. Then when someone puts on like clear glasses, it's like,
Yeah,
oh
dude,
my
this is
God,
so
these
great.
are awesome.
I know.
So you had your glasses. You had an interesting. So I'm shopping for glasses.
Yes.
I love yours. I
Thank
think I'm
you.
going back to these like dark rims things. That's a good. And you bought yours not for seeing.
No,
but for,
so they're blue light.
Yes.
And because I spend a lot of time, of course, in front of my screens, like whatever. But I actually technically bought them for Halloween because I was going to be Garth
Right.
from Wayne's World.
Google
and I
it,
was
young
like,
people.
like, hey, these are pretty great. And I did like the big hair, and I
Yes.
did like an Aerosmith shirt, and like
Yes.
a flannel and jeans, and like whatever. And then I put them on, and I kind of loved them, and I got so many compliments. People are like, hey, I know that you're technically dressed as Garth today.
it funny?
They're like, but those look awesome on you. And I was
They
like,
really do.
done, keeping
They're
them.
awesome.
So
awesome,
here we go.
Awesome. So we're going with Sales Unscripted prescription glasses.
Yeah.
Do you wear prescription glasses?
I don't. No.
What?
Yeah, no.
Shut
I
up!
just-
You have perfect eyes.
Kind
Still?
of. Yeah,
Do
they're
you
pretty
really?
good.
No
Yes.
astigmatism and no can't see far away.
No.
That's a bit of a miracle.
It's weird,
I'm
right?
trying not
I
to say
know.
for your age. I'm just thinking it, but
No,
I'm not
it's okay.
saying.
I'm also one of those people. I never had braces either. I've always had.
I didn't either, but I have
really nice teeth.
I don't have nice teeth. I got a thing over there. Yeah, that thing
I've
right
got
there.
some that could be corrected, but
Well,
whatever.
that's good. You
Beggars
got
can't be
eyes and
choosers.
teeth. Good for you.
Yeah, I know.
That's really
Still
awesome.
kicking, man.
Does your brother have glasses?
Oh my God. Yeah. He had glasses
bad?
like immediately. And well, now he,
no.
like when he was maybe in college or something, he got the LASIK surgery
Oh, yeah,
or
sure.
whatever.
Yep,
and so now he's like perfect, doesn't need it. So
That's
yeah.
really interesting.
I know.
So I've been a long time. There's a little bit of astigmatism. That's kind of where things kind of like go like this a little bit, and a little bit of can't see far away.
Okay.
So pretty late, like a prescription. But now I'm getting there.
Gotta get your cheaters.
I do a
Need
little
your
bit. So the
readers,
problem
babe.
is when I'm not your babe.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. I know what you meant.
Need your readers, babe.
My daughter.
Sorry.
Here we go. And everyone's effed up. So Miss Steph last night, she's saying, she's going to bed. She's like, "Okay, it's time for me to go to bed, man." I'm like,
Man.
man, that's what she calls her son.
Oh.
I'm like, did you just call me what you call Davis? She's like, I'm sorry, babe.
See,
Isn't
okay,
that
that's
funny?
wait.
Hello,
Woo,
there it
excuse
is.
me.
Bless you.
So of course I call Derek my babe.
Yeah, of course.
And I call my brother Monk. It's short for.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, it's short for monkey. We like.
Oh, that's
when,
funny.
When we were young, we always called each other monkey.
Oh, fun.
And so sometimes I'll screw up and I'll call my brother babe. I'm like, wait, no,
That's what
you're
you
not
do,
babe.
right? It's
You're
a
monk.
thing. It's a thing. You're
He's
monk. He's
babe.
babe.
Okay.
It's just part of the deal.
Yeah.
So why was I telling you all that?
Glasses.
Glasses were bad, so we'll get. Because I'm getting old, man. I can't see. So when I take my glasses off,
Are
my
you gonna
far
get
away glasses.
bifocals?
No, because I can see just fine up close
Okay,
really
okay,
easily
okay.
now. But when I put my far away glasses on, I can't. See that?
Oh, yeah,
So
so,
it's,
so
so
you
it's
gotta-
just weird.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I kind of go on and off. But it's going. So you should
You'll
be
get a
very,
setup.
very happy
I
that you
am.
don't
Thank
need
you.
glasses
Gratitude.
at all.
We just
But
talked
we
about
did.
gratitude in the last podcast, so I'm
thankful
going to
that
write it
not
down.
only for my eyes and eyesight, but so that I don't have to wear glasses far away up close.
Exactly.
It's really, really cool.
Cool.
And glasses are very stylish.
They are. I do
Oh,
like
can
having them as accessory.
This is we're all over the place today, but that's what we do. We're unscripted.
Totally.
I have a pet peeve, a travel pet peeve.
Tell me.
Have you been into any? You travel a lot.
I do.
The new kind of thing to do in the food and beverage sector of airports
Okay.
is to not have any table service other than they deliver things to you and you scan the QR code
Yeah.
and order at the you can be at the bar, you can be at the table, and you order on the thing right there and they bring you your stuff.
I don't think I've done that much.
Okay. So I was in Houston, they have it in Newark. They have it in a few different places.
What are they like trying to
It
get you to
is-
tip regular?
No,
on-
well, that's the thing. So first of all, you tip before you get your stuff, which I think is ass backwards.
Right.
Right?
What
so
am I
I think
tipping
it
on?
hurts the workers because it drives the tips down. I'm like, I have no idea. Some guy's just going to walk over here and
Totally.
bring me food.
Yeah.
And the other thing it cuts down, though, and this is where we're getting into kind of the new social, there is no conversation at the bar now.
I know, and I love.
None.
I
And
love
talking
it.
to a bartender, and then the bartender talks to somebody else, and there's just like draw in. There's none of that. They've even placed the beer taps are right in front of you, so nobody is talking to anybody. I'm like, this is an absolute disaster.
Oh, that makes me so sad
It
because
was
I
awful. It
live
was
for
an awful
conversations with
experience.
bartenders like that. Like I
Same.
sit at the bar
And
specifically
then you can't.
so we can
then
chat.
you can order your drink, and then you're like, you want to do maybe something a little bit different. So I want an old fashioned, but I don't light on the sugar. It
Totally.
says add instructions, but I don't know if the guy got them or not.
Right? Can I try your Belgium?
And I want
Is
a
it
big
good?
rock,
do you have a
you know?
friggin-
Yes.
Do you have an Oktoberfest on right
You know?
now? Tell me about it.
And I felt really bad for the workers because none of it's their fault. And they were catching hell left and
Were
right.
they?
Oh my! There's no one brings you water to start. Do you want some water? It's a very American thing. So I'm like, can I get some? And they're very nice when you ask
Yeah,
them,
yeah,
but it's
sure,
not
sure,
in
sure.
their process, their system. It's a disaster. I would strongly recommend
Yeah,
Houston International Airport
I don't like
because
that.
everybody was bitching about it. Everybody.
I do feel bad for the
And
workers.
it's just bad.
Yeah.
So I don't know why I brought that up. But
Okay, wait, we
that's
got
a
to get
pet
to our
peeve.
topic.
What is it?
Our topic
Oh,
is
yeah.
on adoption.
Adoption.
Not of people,
Not
by
of
the way.
people.
Adoption of tools, processes,
Things, yeah.
software, like whatever it is that you might be trying, like something new or something different.
Yeah.
This is something that I think universally people struggle with.
would
I
agree.
don't think that this is something that is unique to a specific industry or role or whatever. I think that everyone, not everyone, but a lot of people have a hard time with change.
Truth.
But it's also like, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
Not do anything new, like never try to improve.
Right.
Like you have to. But I'm wondering, are there some things we can talk about or think about that would help make that easier, better,
Yes.
whatever?
I think there are. I think this is great
course.
because this is a two-sided topic because all of us, not all of us, most of us sell something that needs to be adopted by another company.
100%,
Is that fair?
yes.
So the thing that you want adoption for what you sell.
Right.
And then you need to adopt things
Yes.
that your company provides you,
versa.
right? It's a double whammy.
Yep.
So I think it's a really, really good topic for all of us to explore. If I want to help get better adoption of my customers for my own stuff, that's a thing. But also, how do I,
Yep.
as a sales pro,
Yep.
do that?
Exactly.
Have you heard of the book Atomic Habits?
It's
by
one of
James
my
Clear?
favorites.
Let's go. So now we're in it. Now
That
we're
is
in it.
so
Now we're
funny. I
going.
was re-listening
See,
up
that's
to a
what we
podcast
do
with
here.
him.
That's what we do at the Sales Unscripted podcast.
Yes.
Yup.
Yes.
So I think a lot of the answers to this question live in that book,
100%.
right? So if you have never listened to it or read it, go listen to it and read it. It's
Yes.
it's a read again and again book. Listen to again and
Totally.
again constantly because it's constantly evolving.
Yep. Yep.
And the theory here, I'll summarize. You give your 2 cents, or if I screw it up.
Yeah.
The way I take it is everybody runs their life based on a series of habits that you already have.
Yes.
Period. Case closed. You have
Yeah.
habits. Your habit might be that you smoke. Your habit might be that you run 10 miles a day. Your habit might be that you eat well, that you don't eat well, that you get up early. Everybody has habits. Somewhere along the way, you formed those habits.
Yes.
You don't come out of the womb with a cigarette in your hand. I don't think so. Do you? I don't think so. You're too young. You remember the cartoon where the Bugs Bunny cartoon?
Roger Rabbit?
Well, no. See,
I was thinking
there's
about
a Bugs Bunny cartoon where there was a guy who was like a burglar, like a mafia guy dressed as a baby.
Oh.
And he was smoking a
Yeah,
cigar.
yeah. I
and
know what you're talking about.
shaving with Bugs Bunny.
That
Anyway,
makes me think of Roger Rabbit,
That-
where that little kid is like smoking
didn't
like a
see
cigar.
Roger Rabbit.
Oh my god, it's so
Is it
good. It's a
good?
classic.
It's good, isn't it? I never saw it. I
Okay,
missed that.
sorry.
So we all have habits. And then what we have to do is examine those habits and say, what are those habits serving me or not serving me?
Mm-hmm.
And change them. And then to change them takes effort, consciousness, and attention to it. And everybody has them. I think
Yes.
that's the first part is like, you have habits. So you have the person that proves the point that you're capable of creating habit.
Yes.
And at some point, the habits you have were new habits.
Yes,
Fair?
yes, totally.
When
Yep.
you were in college, you could get up whenever you wanted. Were you a good go to class person?
Yes, all the time.
Oh my God, you were, weren't you?
Totally.
I knew you were. You would not miss class, would you?
didn't miss class.
Oh my God.
My friends even gave me shit about it. They're like, we're seniors. It doesn't matter. I was like, it matters. I'm going.
Did it matter?
I don't know. Okay.
How about no?
Wait, here's what I have to tell you. One time I tried to skip class, and this is what it meant to go to a small school. My professor called my cell phone and said, get to class right now. And I was like, okay, Diane Timmerman.
You know why? It's because if Diane would have called any other student, they would have said, up you.
Yeah.
Right?
Not
Diane,
me. I was
knew,
like,
okay,
I'm
so
sorry. I'll
I'm
be
sorry.
there.
I don't know what happened. I overslept.
So never again. Never again.
So... And then you have to go to work now. So you get up and go to work because you're a responsible adult and blah, 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 blah.
Totally.
Right?
Yep.
So that's the first bit of it is we all have habits. We've all created there. We're new at some point. And so we have the ability. So you can't say, oh, I just can't do that. I just can't,
Totally
I'm just not a morning person.
Right.
I'm just not a morning person. It's baloney.
Yeah.
Stephanie Neal, my wife, when I very first met her, we were talking about running. Uh-huh. And she said this thing. We still use it in our family. Her maiden name is Summers. She goes, Steph Summers does not run. Declared Steph Summers does not run.
Doesn't do it. She put
how
a
many
flag
half
in it.
marathons has Steph Summers finished since then? I think 7, maybe
good for
something
her.
like that. 6. So the point is, she created a habit,
Yeah.
right, of a running habit. It started with a mile and went on to 13.1 miles multiple times. So
Love it.
is that fair? Good assessment of the
Really
book,
good.
right? That's
Really
the thing.
good. Yep.
So now let's talk about adoption. To me is a habit. That's all it is.
Yes.
It's just getting a habit made.
Totally. And I think driving habits, well, when it can be hard enough. It's possible, as you've talked about, but driving habits for ourselves can be hard enough. But I think trying to drive habits in other people, right? Let's say we're a team, or like you said, you want people to adopt your BZ teachings, right? You're trying to drive it in them too, right? Now, at the end of the day, everyone has to take responsibility for themselves and has to find their own willpower or drive. But I do think that there are things that we can do to help put these things in place. One of the biggest things that I think sometimes people forget about is if you are leadership and you've got a new process, tool, whatever, is you have been in maybe all of these conversations about why this is happening, but the why does not get communicated when you are then giving it over to your team. You're just like, hey, I just want you to do it. Just do it. And if you don't know or communicate the why behind it, there's no belief, right?
None.
So like the why is very, very important.
Yes. And the people have to connect to that thing.
Yeah.
Whatever that, it's like, I'm getting ghosted.
Right. Hopefully you're solving a real problem.
Yes. And I'm like, are you cool with getting ghosted? No. Like, do you love getting ghosted? No. Do you hate getting ghosted? Yes. Do you want to get ghosted less? Is getting ghosted costing you money? Yes. So if all those things are checking out, then the only way you're going to do anything and you stop getting ghosted less is to do something different.
Yep.
Right. And try
Totally.
a new thing like sending a co-video.
Exactly.
See that? See
Love
what I
the
did
plug.
there?
Love the plug.
So I have another little, I don't know if this is in the book Atomic Habits or not. If it is, I stole it. If it's not, I came up with it on my own. How's that?
Totally fine. Yeah, there, credit given.
Since we already have habits, I think one of the easiest ways to create a new habit is to attach it to an old habit.
It is in there.
Isn't
It is in there, but keep going because it's really, really good.
Yes. So this is so my biggest thing I deal with my clients is LinkedIn.
Okay.
So I'm real heavy on LinkedIn usage, tools, very prescriptive things on how to use LinkedIn to generate warm sales appointments for people. Okay, let's go to the why first. Do you have enough sales appointments? No.
Right.
Could you use more? Yes.
For
If
sure.
you had more, would you make more money? Yes. Blah, blah. That's all. Okay, so the root, you need and want more sales appointments. Okay. Do you have LinkedIn? Yes. Okay. Well, kind of. And I'm sort of on the, here we go. I'm kind of on there. Okay. So you need to start participating in LinkedIn better.
Okay.
And I've got very prescriptive, step-by-step tells you what to do. Okay. So people, but I go, here's an easier way to do it. Are you on any other social media at all? Everyone looks down at their,
Yes.
like, yeah. I'm like, you on Facebook? Yeah. You on Instagram? Yeah. How many times, then I go, how many times do you go on Facebook or Instagram a day? That's when they look away. They're like, oh my God, probably 40.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. No problem. So you've got this habit, the social media habit that is Instagram or LinkedIn or Facebook. You don't have a LinkedIn habit. They're both social media.
Yeah.
One of them makes you money. One of them costs you lots of angst and makes you really angry when people put up their prayers please.
Right.
And they don't tell you why.
Stop.
I just had a woman, I know her kind of. She just put this big long paragraph on Facebook about she quit her job. She's going to go do something else.
Okay.
The very last sentence, she says, please don't ask me any questions.
Stop.
I'm like, what are you doing here?
Don't put it on social media.
Seriously, like, okay, no problem. Sending good vibes. Can't wait to hear. I'm like, just don't put it up there if you don't want any questions.
So dramatic.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Okay.
So, all you got to do is couple the habits. So my rule, and I teach this all the time. If you, and I bet a lot of our listeners are saying, I need to up my LinkedIn game right now.
Yeah.
Don't they?
Yep.
Every time you open Instagram, once you're done with that session, scrolling, getting angry because people are putting things there that you don't like. Can't believe it. Oh my God, you see they put that on there? Did you see their post? All that shit. Once you're done, you have to go to LinkedIn and do the same thing. Have to. No questions asked. You got a little Margaret, little Bryan on your shoulder. And
Great
you say,
little reminder.
Okay, if you're in Instagram, you have to go to LinkedIn as soon as you're done with the session.
Yeah, think of it like a trigger.
It's
right?
a trigger.
It's
totally.
like an
It's
alarm.
gate.
You're like, that's
totally.
the thing that gets me over to the next thing that I'm doing, though.
And even if you don't do it, you're going to think about it now that we've mentioned that on the podcast.
Yeah,
They're going to go, oh my gosh. Every time you go to Instagram, you have to go to LinkedIn. Every time you go to Facebook, you got to. Every time you go to TikTok, you have to go to LinkedIn.
Yep.
It's a rule.
See, I like that too, because that's going to build on the other thing that I was thinking about, which is you have to have, because we can all have really good intentions. So, okay, let's say I'm like, for the next year, I want to go to the gym more, right?
Yep,
Okay,
yep.
cool. That's my new thing I want to do more. If I don't say how often and why and what I'm going to do, it will never happen. The same thing is true for applying BZ sales tactics or using co-video, right? If you just hand over a tool or a system to a team and say, here, use this, but you don't set an expectation. This is for my sales leaders, but for anyone, right? Set the expectations for yourself.
Yes.
Be specific. Like otherwise, it's going to go to waste. You're going to spend all this money on something that you never freaking use, right? So
100%.
You have to have a strategic plan in place. It has to be really specific and like very prescriptive.
Yes. And then to increase the odds that once you do what Margaret is teaching you, that you do it, I'll give you two other little things that are side by side.
Yeah.
One is I love accountability partners.
Yes.
I love small groups of people doing the same thing.
Ooh,
we teach them in productivity prod pods, as we call them at Blind Zebra.
Okay.
Prod pods is like just a little sprint, 30-minute sprint of us doing the same thing. We do co-video prod pods.
I
where
love
everybody gets together, say, I'm going to send out 6, you send out 5.
Let's
we sit there and do it, and then we meet a half hour later, say, how many did you do? It's great. Workout
do it at the same time.
Right?
Yep.
Do it at the same time. Odds go up, you do it. So that's one thing. To make sure you can find some level of accountability. I think that's a really good thing. You know who Tony Robbins is?
Of course.
So Tony Robbins has this thing that he teaches, and he talks about taking massive action. It's one of his things. Take massive action.
Sounds very Tony Robbins,
very Tony
by the
Robbins,
way.
Right? Take massive action. Don't you go. I'm like, okay, most people don't do that. So I'm going to go the opposite, and I'm going to go take itty bitty easy action.
Oh my God.
Yes. Talk to me. Oh, we're clicking.
I'm clicking. Let's go.
What were you, a Kappa or something?
No, I was GDI.
That is so not on brand for you.
You're
such a sorority chick.
No, I'm not.
Oh, bullshit. You're such a sorority chick. You totally are.
No offense to sorority chicks, but I take offense to that.
I figured you would, but you shouldn't. It's a compliment, but I know you're going to say that.
All right.
No,
it's
a compliment. No, it's really. No, because you're like a good friend. You're a nice person. It's all those things. No, seriously. And that's kind of what that's all about. Maybe that's too petty for you. Maybe the sort of thing was too petty.
I think that there were positives to it, but those didn't come through as much as the negative part of being in a sorority. Like it just felt a little like catty and like I don't know. It's different for every group and every campus too, where some people love it. They meet their best friends there, like whatever, blah blah blah. And I feel like it's gotten better with some hazing things. But anyway, go on.
That's true. It has.
Okay.
Yeah. What was I even talking about?
Big action, small action.
So take little bitty actions,
100%.
right? So this is very cliche, but people say it. So if you want to start a better workout program, it's when I'm going to sign up. I'm going to go 6 days at the gym. I'm doing CrossFit. I'm trying to the CrossFit box. I'm going to go and da-da-da. And I'm like, why don't you just go for a walk?
Yeah.
Just a walk. One walk a day, or one walk a day for 3 days a week. So I did your measurement thing.
Love it.
But I'm like, you know what? I can freaking do that. I'm not going to feel a ton of resistance around that. Like I'm going to feel resistance going into the workout facility for a class where I'm 40 pounds overweight because I've been not taking care of myself. I'm like,
Totally.
Get my ass kicked.
Well,
it's
and
gonna
that
hurt,
feels really
suck.
overwhelming, right? There's a
does,
lot of
totally.
resistance to that, not just
Totally.
because the amount of time, but you're like, oh my God, you're saying I have to do this super intense thing,
Yeah.
5 days a week. Like, how am I ever going to do that? And then so you never, ever start. And I think there's something actually in the book, again, it's something about like you can't perfect what you don't start.
Oh.
Or it's not exactly like that, but something like that where it's like,
Why don't you take that one? That's a good.
maybe I will. You can
Margaret
perfect what you
Henry.
don't start, right?
Right.
That's mine. Trademark.
Where'd you hear that, Margaret Henry, on the Sales Unscripted podcast?
If that isn't Atomic Habits, then I am not claiming it, by
No,
the way.
it's really good.
But it's so true because it's like
Yes.
I get really overwhelmed with wanting to be perfect.
Yes.
And if I can't do something perfectly, I think, what is the use?
Yep.
And that will set me back, and then I don't even start things,
Yeah.
right? So it's like, hey, don't let perfect be the evil of good, is an
Yes.
actual saying, right? So
Yeah.
you can't make something better if you don't start it and have
Truth.
that habit first.
Truth.
So once you get in that habit and you've been like, okay, cool, I've mastered this, then you can level up and either add other things or make it
Yeah.
even a little bit better.
Totally.
But you can't make it better until you
You
even
got to
start,
start.
doing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I love that idea of this is something where we're different that way. I'm very comfortable with failing.
Yeah, you're so good
And
at it. And I don't say that to be, you're just
no,
like,
no, I
very,
am.
like,
I'm proud of that actually.
but then you also move on from it.
Total 100%.
Which is
100%.
great.
It's a gift I have.
Yeah.
And so like starting the podcast.
Yes.
I'm sure at some point you're like, I don't know if I want to do this. And here
Totally.
we are a year and a half later.
I
almost,
thought you
or
were
two.
full of shit because
Right.
you were like, let's,
Right.
you asked me, you were like, hey, you want to do this podcast with me? And I was like,
Like,
I
yeah.
would love that. And I walked away and I was like, he'll never ask me to do that again.
Right.
I was like,
2 years.
no
2
chance. He's
years.
not being serious.
2 years.
2 years now.
2 years. See that? And a brand and listeners and people, and now people we don't even know listen to this thing.
Yeah.
And it's just starting to grow, and it's awesome. So I love the idea of, I think you do need to examine your relationship with failure and perfectionism.
Yes.
Just to be aware of it when you do start these things, that you've got to find your way to get a little uncomfortable with failing. Or, okay, if I follow a fitness guy named Jordan Syatt,
Okay.
like Hyatt Hotel Syatt.
Okay.
He's awesome. He's from Dallas. He was Gary V's personal trainer for a while. He kind of blew up from that.
Nice.
And he doesn't train Gary Vee anymore, but he's got his own stuff. I love his approach to fitness. And one of his approaches he thinks that damages people's progress is they beat themselves up when they fail. And then they say, fuck it. And they just say, well, screw it.
Right,
You
right.
know?
I don't wanna do that.
And all you got to do is eat your shit and have some wine. And when you feel like shit the next day,
Yep.
don't that day.
Yeah.
You know, or if you do again, like he goes on vacation, you know, he's like, he does calorie deficit stuff, but he's like on vacation. I don't do that. I don't
No.
watch what I eat.
Yeah.
I don't care if I work out. I'm on vacation.
Yeah.
And then when I come back, I'll, tighten them back up when the time's right.
Exactly.
So it's acceptance of you're not failing when you were supposed to eat 2,000 calories and eat 4,000. You didn't fail. You just ate 4,000 calories.
Yep. Yep.
So-
well, and then there's also like, this is a hard lesson to learn, but I'll be damned if it's not the truth, is that there is no growth without the struggle.
Totally.
Right.
Totally.
Like, and so if
Totally.
you screw something up, let's say you start something and said, I didn't do that very well. You
Yeah.
don't say, okay, I'm not good at it. You're like,
Right.
okay, well, what did I learn about this thing that I can change next time
Yes.
and make it a little bit better? Like, there's just, you're not going to continue forward and grow and learn if you don't have some of that struggle. So
Yes.
try to like embrace the struggle and
Yeah.
and reframe it as like, oh, I'm learning something new.
Yes,
Like, it's okay.
absolutely. And all of it is that way.
Yeah.
You're doing prospecting. It's kind of like, God, it's a grind. You're working, you know what I mean? It's just
Yep.
a grind, but it feels good when you're done, right?
Totally.
And it usually advances you forward towards your stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
I love this. What was the topic again? How did we
Adoption.
get here? Adoption. How the hell did we get here?
I don't know. We've talked
This
about.
is what we do.
I mean, but it all
But that's how it
relates to
relates.
it.
That's how you get adoption, is by all these things. Like, it's going to be painful to start a go-video habit. I mean, it's not natural, and so I got to work, or I'm going to put up a video that I look silly in, or whatever. That's all part of it.
It's
I
all
think it
part of the
works.
growth,
I think it
baby.
works. I think we got it in there.
Yeah, we got
Adoption,
we
didn't
brought
we?
it around. Come on, man. There's a theme. All right, good one. All right,
Thanks
we'll
for
talk to you
calling me
guys
man
later.
instead of babe.
Oh,
Cheers.
I did it better this time. Okay, bye.
Bye.